Great. So quick introduction to myself. Thank you all for coming first and foremost on this Tuesday morning. Hope you're trying to stay cool in this heat wave that we're having this week. My name's Poppy and I work for Octopus MoneyCoach. I work on the commercial side here. So my day-to-day role involves speaking to employers about how they can help their teams and their workforce with their finances. Some of you may have heard of Octopus before. We're a part of Octopus Group. They have two sides to the business. They have the energy side, which is probably the most famous side you may see on bus stops and things for Octopus Energy. And then we also have the financial services side. And what Octopus are trying to do is reshape these industries that have been typically quite difficult to deal with. So if you think about energy providers and banks, for example. And what we're doing at MoneyCoach is making one-to-one financial help more accessible and affordable. So the aim of today is to tell you a bit about financial coaching. Tara Group, so your company, are giving you this financial coaching for free. So really, really kind, exciting thing to do. So I want to make sure that you all understand what you can get out of the service and a little bit about the background as well. So I'll go through the slides. It shouldn't take too long, 10 to 15 minutes, and then leave some time for questions at the end. So if you've got any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, but I'll come to them at the end. So what do we do? One-to-one financial coaching. So you'll all have access to a financial coach who you'll be matched with. We're FCA regulated as a company, and our coaches are accredited here in-house. They have about 150 hours of training, 6-week training course, so that they're all matched up to the standards there. What is coaching good for? It's really good to help you visualize your goals. I don't know if any of you have got any goals that come to mind when you think about financial goals. It may be going on a holiday this summer now that we can fly away. It may be getting on that property ladder. It may be getting married, saving for a child, or just saving in general, especially at the moment with what's going on in the world. It is tough times. But studies have shown people who can easily visualize their goals feel more committed to them and will actually work harder to achieve them. And having these discussions with your coach, you may not even realize you have these goals. Hopefully we'll bring them up to mind and you can get working towards them. What else is it good for? Building a more positive relationship with money. Positive and money sometimes don't go together very well. We tend to associate money with bills, debt, worries, and again, not to make this a downer, but at the moment it is really tough. So hopefully having a coach will be able to alleviate some of those worries and help you develop more of a positive relationship there. And helping you keep on track and sticking to a plan. So I get coaching through working here, and I think this is actually the bit that I benefit from the most, is having someone to check in with, because in between sessions you may have a few bits and bobs that you need to do, and having that call at the end of the month, you're like, right, I've got to do it by then, instead of kind of putting it to the back of your to-do list. Similarly to the way you'd work with maybe a personal trainer, you're doing your sessions in between, and then you check in with your trainer at the end of the month. So how do we work with you? So what will happen at the end of this presentation, I will provide you with a link, and it will be for your employer. It will be very obvious at the end. You click on this link and you put in your details, your name and job title. We'll then send you a questionnaire, which will have just a few questions about your finances, so that the coach will have a brief knowledge of where you're up to. And from there, you'll be able to book in a session with your coach. So it will take you to a Calendly link, and you'll be able to book in that first session. So this first session is, you're not committing to the annual service, you're just trialing it out essentially. So that session is 30 to 45 minutes. It's done via Zoom. It's the opportunity for you to meet your coach, ask any questions on the top of your mind, talk about those goals, and essentially decide if the service is right for you. It may be the first time that a lot of you are actually speaking to someone about your finances, so it can be a bit strange in some circumstances, but hopefully you'll love it, and the fact that you're getting this with your workplace, you'll say yes and move forward with working for a coach for a year. So with that year, what's included? You have as many sessions as you like with your coach. We also have a financial planning tool where you can input your financial data and see how on track you are for achieving those goals. Your coach will run you through all of this and show you how to use the financial planning tool. We ensure that you have 4 check-ins a year, but you can speak with them, as much as you like. What usually happens at the beginning is you have quite a few subsequent sessions, and from there it becomes a bit less regular. Who are our coaches? So here's a few pictures of our lovely coaches. They come from all different walks of life. And as you can see here, they've got lots of different hobbies. Very diverse group of people. The aim of this is that you feel comfortable chatting to someone about your finances. I have a client story here, a little break from my voice. It's about 2 minutes. This is actually my coach, Abby. She has a successful story here, so hopefully you can get a bit of an idea of how she's worked with someone.
Hi, I'm Abby and I'm one of the financial coaches at Octopus MoneyCoach. Today I'm going to be telling you about one of my client journeys and how we've managed to help them over the last year. When they first came to me, they really wanted to buy their first flat. They had moved out previously and were renting, but had moved back in with their parents to hopefully save a little bit more money. They were desperate to move out. As you can imagine, living out from home and then moving back in with your parents is probably quite a struggle for most people. So they were really desperate to do this. They had tried on 2 or 3 occasions before to get a mortgage, but kept getting rejected. They had a personal loan of £4,500 they had to pay off. They had savings of around £8,000 and they had an annual salary of £22,000. The first thing we did to help them was put them in touch with our mortgage advisor called Sam. She was really helpful and managed to talk them through the different options they had, whether it was best just to pay off the personal loan, whether there were any lenders that would lend them the money even though that personal loan was still outstanding, and also some of the timescales they were looking at. After a conversation between the 3 of us, we decided that perhaps the best idea would just be to pay off the personal loan, as there weren't many options if that was still in play. So what we did, we paid off the personal loan, and then over 8 months, we basically worked on saving as much as possible. We looked at budgeting, we looked at how much we could sacrifice in that short term to get that long-term gain. The best news is now that they've managed to buy their first flat. They actually got the keys last week, which is super exciting. And it now means they can start focusing on other things in life. This was quite a big blocker for them. They weren't able to focus on saving for the future, saving for their children, thinking about pensions, retirement, things like that. So it's been really a really big weight off their shoulders to now have their flat in place. Things we're going to be working on over the next year now, as they have renewed for a second year with us, is we're going to be thinking about some of those long-term savings. So savings for their 2 children, whether it's perhaps best to put money into investments rather than just in a savings account, or whether there are savings accounts that are really good for what they're trying to do. We're also going to be having a little bit of a look at career progression. They're really keen to earn a little bit more each month, but they're not really sure how to go about this. So we started to look at different training courses they can do, and also seeing how that can be funded, whether the employer will fund it for them or whether they have to do some saving on top of that themselves. So it's a really exciting journey, and I'm just so happy that they've managed to reach this massive life goal, and I can't wait to go on the rest of the journey with them. Hope you enjoyed this video and maybe chat to you soon in the future. Thanks, bye.
So yeah, that was Abby, and hopefully you can see from that how she's worked with a client. Oh, we've done that. So lastly from me, how to get the most from your first coaching session. So I'd really recommend that you take up on that first coaching session. It's there for you to just decide if the service is right for you, have a chat with one of our coaches. So before that first coaching session, have a think about what your goals are. What is it in the next 3 months, the next year that you'd like to achieve? As I said before, we're going to send you a questionnaire which should prompt some of those thoughts anyway, but your coach will be prepared on that. And think about questions that you want to ask. Is there something that you've wanted to ask for a while? Is there something you've been Googling recently? There's so much content out there. It's sometimes hard to know what to go with, or what source is reliable. So think about that. And then also, this might seem quite obvious, but find a safe space to talk. So the sessions are held via Zoom. We're going to send you an invite with a link, but it may be best to find a meeting room if you're in the office, or potentially a room in your house that you'd feel open, comfortable talking openly. Another thing on this is you can bring your partners into these sessions. We actually encourage that. A lot of situations are financially intertwined, so feel free to bring them along and speak with your coach there. So, ready to meet your coach. Here are the 2 booking links. So I hope I've got the right ones here for the different companies. So if you're from Cameron Hones, please click on that link. And if you're from Keon Hones, please click on the second link below. I will also put them in the chat, because just hoping the slideshow works. And yeah, get going and booking in your call. I'll pause now. If you have any questions, yeah, go for it. Otherwise, you can email Chloe and she can ask me the questions afterwards if that's what you prefer. Any questions? No.
Sorry, Poppy.
Yes.
Did you say that you'll circulate the links afterwards, or do we need to do it right now?
Yeah, so Chloe's got the links as well. So she'll circulate them afterwards. Otherwise, yeah, they're there for now.
Perfect, thank
you.
you.
You'll be able to get access to them after this call.
I'll circulate a recording from this meeting and the links for everyone to book onto a session shortly.
Fab.
Thank you.
No worries. Thank you all for your time, and hopefully I hope to get some feedback soon, and yeah, enjoy. Thanks for organising this as well, Chloe. Yeah, we'll chat soon.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.